Hello art friends, and welcome to part 9 of drawing your Creepypasta OCs. I have a couple of other videos planned, however they're taking longer to edit than usual, so you might be seeing more of these than normal since I do have other edits in progress. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to every one of you who take the time to submit your OCs. I love reading your stories and getting the chance to draw your characters. Feel free to repost your OC in the comments below. It does help your chances of getting picked/seen more so than really old comments. Also, don't get sad if your OC isn't in this video. There will always be more. Make sure to watch this video in the dark, with the lights off and your headphones on for the best viewing experience. Our first OC was submitted by Loops. Name April. April appears every April 1st to prank those who treat others unfairly. If she comes knocking on your door at night, do not dare open. April is a 10-year-old girl with large crystal blue eyes, dark straight brown hair that reaches the middle of her back, pale clear skin, and wears a bright simple red raincoat, one of the only nice things she owns. She wears matching red rain boots and rain hat. She looks quite young for a 10-year-old, with a smaller stature and more rounded details. April's name was well earned, as she was born on the very day of April 1st. Sadly enough, her mother died due to blood loss after the birth, leaving her father emotionally broken and blaming April for her death. April grew up with her father and 2 elder sisters, all of which treated her horribly. April's father always spoiled and cared for her sisters, letting them eat the biggest helpings of food for dinner, letting them stay up late, throwing them big parties for their birthdays, and buying them extravagant gifts during the holidays. April, on the other hand, was given their scraps and leftovers, sent to bed once she got home from school. Her birthdays were ignored. She was given nothing on holidays and was only ever insulted and degraded by her family. She endured slaps and kicks from her sisters, most of which her father witnessed, but never made an attempt to stop. When April's 10th birthday came around, reaching double digits, she mustered up the courage to ask for a present. Her father grew furious, yelling at her and pointing his finger in her face. "How dare you ask me for anything after you took away the only woman I ever loved? You're so selfish, coming to me and begging for a gift you don't deserve," she cried as he scolded her, running off to her room to escape the angry man. After an hour of nothing but crying alone in her nearly empty room, she found that no more tears were escaping her eyes. She felt something in her chest break, and her face turned emotionless. She could hear her sisters in their rooms giggling happily as they played with their many toys. April waited for her eldest sister to leave her room before walking inside, holding a sharp piece of wood she had broken off of her old and splintered bed frame. She stood behind the door, stake clutched in her pale hands. Once her sister walked into the room, April jumped out from behind the door and promptly stabbed her sister through the chest. As the life left her sister's eyes, April let out a whisper, "April Fools." April then proceeded to wander out into the garage and grab a string of fishing line from her father's tackle box. She once again waited for her older sister to leave her room before carefully stringing the wire across the doorway. April then yelled, "Caitlin, I'm playing with your toys. I'm going to keep some. Her sister then angrily ran towards her bedroom, shouting, "Don't touch my things with your dirty little..." But she was cut off, running neck first into the twine and cutting deep into her throat. She choked out some blood before slowly falling to her knees. She held her neck, looking up at April, who simply whispered, "April Fools." April, stepping carefully, walked out to the living room, where her father was reading a book in his favorite chair. April grabbed a kitchen knife off of the counter and crept over to him. She raised the knife high above her head. "April Fools," she spoke, slamming the knife down into his skull. Family dead, house quiet, and rain pouring outside. April casually put on her favorite red raincoat, opened the door, and stepped outside, never to be seen or heard from again. At least, not until next April 1st. I hope you guys liked that story. I thought it was so cool. I wanted to save it for April 1st, of course, but I feel like that's too long away. I had a little bit of trouble with this pose. It looks so weird. And believe it or not, this is my third time drawing it. So I don't know, man. I gotta work with poses more often. As you probably know, I usually only do up to like the shoulders or maybe the chest, and then that's it. And I usually don't do hands and arms, and this is why. But nonetheless, I really hope that you like this drawing of your character, Loops. Ooh. Thank you for letting me read your story and draw your character. I'll be sure to keep an eye out on April 1st. Our next OC comes from Ciela V. Name Cherry Nightmare. Age 17. Appearance, long black hair with a red blob of hair in the middle of her face. Pitch black smile that almost reaches ear to ear with red glowing wires attached. Black holes for eyes with red glowing pupils. Long black nails with the left hand covered in blood. Long sleeve black sweater, red jeans, and black boots. Deadly pale skin. Cherry's mother rushed to her phone, calling the police. She cried to them that her daughter was missing. She was gone. "Please help me," she cried. "My daughter, she's missing. Oh God, she's missing." Her mother started to cry and bawl, waiting on the line with the operator. The police came. They all looked in the woods till midnight. For weeks, the police looked, until her mother gave up. "Just give up already. We'll never find her." But the police didn't give up. They searched, and the next day they brought her daughter back to the mother. Cherry looked like her daughter, and acted like her daughter, and even sounded like her daughter. But she didn't believe it. It wasn't her daughter. She kept an eye on her day and night. She was so certain that this wasn't her daughter. Why? Because she killed her daughter and buried her deep into the woods. It couldn't be her. But who else could it be? She thought to herself, staring at her daughter eating lunch. Her mother started to have nightmares every night about the girl living in her house. Until one night, Cherry stood over her mother. She spread a pitch black smile over her face with what seemed like red glowing wire over it. Her eyes leaked black and glue red. Mommy, why did you hurt me? Her mother's eyes flew open, but before she could react, Cherry's hand was over her mouth while her other was stabbed into the heart with her sharp nails. Her mother let out one muffled scream and one only. She pulled her hand out, laughing and staring at her lifeless corpse, before stabbing it again and again and again, before turning around and leaving the body of the woman who was not her mother. Cherry is not human. No one knows if she ever was human to begin with. But now, she was a demon, living in the night and killing people who abuse. She leans above them every night, making them have nightmares, before sticking her hand into their hearts and laughing. She can't be caught. She can't be killed. She can't be stopped. She's dead. She's always waiting for the moment to kill again. And that was Cherry Nightmare, submitted by Ciela V. I love that story. When I was reading it, I was like, okay, she's missing, whatever. And then it got to the part where the mom killed her daughter. Like, I was like, okay, she's not her daughter. She's probably like some copycat who looks like her. But then the mom was like, I killed my daughter. And I was like, like, this story got me good. Very, very good story, Ciela V. I hope you write more. That was really good. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Before you go, I want to make an announcement. I am going to make one or maybe even two Valentine's Day themed Creepypasta OCs videos. Drawing your OCs videos. So, if you have any love/romantic Creepypasta OC stories, please comment them down below and mention in the comments that it is Valentine's related for a better chance at being picked for one of those videos. I already have one story picked out for one of those Valentine's themed videos, so yeah, don't forget to comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, bye!